Is that why I spent so much money on you and sent you school? You are literally nothing but a burden. Must be the reason your parents abandoned you. It was a routine for Vine to hear those words. But today, her mom crossed the limit when she started doing it inside the school doors. She hit her once again on her back as she asked her that, and she, without giving much of a reaction, just took it all. But when her mother said, "That's why your parents abandoned you," her heart was broken once again. I don't belong anywhere. No one wants me. Why can I not even cry? I am dead inside. Then what's the purpose of breathing? All she could think at that moment was this. She put her hands on her ears to block this voice going on and on in her mind. But she couldn't help it until she screamed it out, as she in no way wants to die. She has a dream ever since she was a child, but her foster parents, especially her mother, who adopted her from the orphanage, wants Vine to study hard and become a billionaire, if not less. She, on the other hand, doesn't have much interest in becoming a doctor that her mother wants her to be, but she still tries her best to study, even if it meant abandoning her dream. She screamed to block her inner voice, which was heard by the school's bad boy, who was passing far from here but didn't notice them, as he had headphones on his ears. He looked there from afar and put off his headphones. As soon as he sees Vine there, his eyes widened, and he was about to run there until he heard her say, "I know I'm a burden. I know it very well. Still, I'm trying my hardest to live. What else do you want me to do?" She shouted. "Should I go and take my own life?" Her mother slapped her hardly on the face as she said, "You are a loser who thinks just like your mom. She abandoned you to escape responsibilities, and now you, like mother, like daughter. Fine. Then why did you even adopt me?" She shouted, for her mother raised her hand again to slap Vine, but she was stopped by someone. She looked at the person, and it was Jungkook, who said to her, "She is already miserable. Can't you leave her alone?" Vine's mom. "Who are you to tell me what to do? Get lost from here." Jungkook in reply said, "If you keep doing this, I will call the police." Vine's mom. "You kid, I'm talking to my daughter. What's wrong in that?" Jungkook. "That doesn't seem like talking to me. But if you insist, you can do it in front of me." Jungkook. "I will just make a video of you abusing your child and then call the police. Who do you think they will trust? You or me who has evidence?" He said and took out his phone, opened camera, and started recording as he said, "Keep going." Her mother's anger increased, but she couldn't do anything while he was recording. So she looked at Vine in anger and said, "Let's go home." She held Vine's hand and was about to take her. But Jungkook came in between and held the other hand of hers and said, I want to have a little talk with her. Then you can take her home. Vine's mom. It's really late. I'm not allowing that. And I hope you won't call the police just because I didn't give her permission. Let's go, Vine. Jungkook. Will you let me talk to her? Or do you want me to send this to police? He showed her the video that he made earlier, then coming here. She is beating Vine in the video. Vine's mom left her hand in an instant, due to the fear, and looked at Jungkook in anger, as she said, I promise you won't be spared. And she left. Jungkook immediately left her hand and looked at her, who couldn't even match eyes with him. From the embarrassment, she walked and sat against the wall as she said, I look so pathetic, right? She scoffed and put her hands on her eyes to stop her tears. He looked at her with his heart feeling burning sensation as he went to sit beside her. There was a long gap of silence between them for a while, and the first thing he says to her is, will you marry me? She turned her face to him as he looked back at her with his expressionless face, and she said, why are you joking at a time like this? This was not funny. Jungkook, I'm not joking. I couldn't find any other way for you to not live with your mother. If there is some other way, I will help you in every way. She looked at him amazingly as she said, excuse me, why do you think I don't want to live with my mother? Jungkook, you want to live with her no matter what she does? If she was your real mom, I could understand. But why her? Fine. Real mom who abandoned me? She is far better than my real mom. She took me in, raised me, and if in return she wants something out of me, that's completely fair. Jungkook, what did she feed you with? You still think she did a benefit to you by raising you like that? Jungkook, yes, she took you and raised you when your own mom could not. But she didn't do it for you. She did it for herself. She treats you like a slave who does feed you, but in return wants a lot from you. Vine's eyes widened when reality hit her. All this while she thought her mother loves her, but she was only brainwashing her to think like that. Vine, this is not the truth. She beat me when I couldn't come up to her expectations. Isn't that alright? Jungkook's eyes softened up when he heard this and wanted to hug her as he said, it's not right in any way. You deserve to be loved, not be beaten by anyone for making a mistake. Fine. Love? She looked in his eyes as she said that, and he looked back at her with his red, teary eyes. He couldn't control it when he saw that pain and suffering in those eyes. So he pulled her head closer to him and hugged her, trying to provide love and warmth. so that she doesn't feel the same for the time when at least he is with her. Jungkook, I'm sorry, but stay like this for a minute. Her eyes widened for a second when he pulled her like that, but she immediately calmed down and felt his warmth. She started crying when she felt something like this after so long. She stayed in his embrace and cried all her pain and worries out. To be continued.